Are you done sifting through piles of resumes trying to find your next great employee? I know I am, and I have a better way. Are you ready? Then let's go. Hi, I'm Janet with Future Ready Consulting, and I have done a lot of hiring in my time. I have hired for higher ed. I have been on search committees for provosts. I've been on search committees for our own team. I have hired for the fire department, and I've hired for our consulting firm. So I know what it's like to see that big pile of paper that are called resumes piling up on your desk, and you are supposed to look at them and find your next great talent fit. Well, I've got a better way. I wish I'd had this way sooner because I would have sifted through these a lot faster. And that way is called the WorkStyle Patterns Alignment Process. It's a way to find talent that will fit the position you're looking for and they enjoy the type of work that you are expecting. Let's get into it. The WorkStyle Patterns or WSP process is a data-driven solution that goes beyond traditional hiring methods like resumes and interviews. They have their place, but trying to get a data-driven fit before you go to that step is a game changer. The WSP uses a unique approach based on understanding an individual's preferred way of working and aligning it with the specific requirements of the position that you're trying to fill. This ultimately results in a better fit, increased productivity, reduced attrition, and an improved work culture. Plus, it saves you a whole lot of headache and a whole lot of resume reading. So, what does this process involve? This process involves a series of validated and reliable self-administered inventories. The McFletcher Corporation has spent years, 40 plus years of research and development on these inventories. Now, the prospective employee takes an inventory that has two assessments, and we'll get into those in a moment. And the person who will supervise this position fills out a position expectation inventory. These don't take long. The one is 30 minutes and the position expectation is equally as long. It's not a lot of time on your part. Once the position expectation inventory is filled out, you're good from that point forward unless you change what you expect from that position. Now, how many times have you gone to hire a position again? Somebody left, you're filling a position, and you recycle the job description from 5 years ago, and it's recycled every time that person leaves. Who has looked at that lately? HR? Does HR know what the job is supposed to do and what people have to be able to do in that position? No, the person who is over the position knows what they expect, the should of work, what should be done in that position. They're the ones that need to fill out that position expectation. And then from there, you can rewrite the job description. So you're actually searching for qualified candidates that you really want to fill that position. So that's step one. Get that position expectation filled out and rewrite the job description so that you're actually searching for the people you want to search for. What are these inventories? They are not tests of personality or behavior, but rather assessments of work activities and preferences. That's the matchy-matchy game that you want to play. These inventories focus on the why of work, the how of work, and the what of work. Each position has a why, how it's going to get done, why it needs to be done, and what needs to be done. And these inventories help you determine the why, the how, and the what of that position. You may find out it's two positions or it's not at all what you thought it was. So it's very important to evaluate the position with the position expectation inventory. When the candidate completes the individual WSP inventory, they have two assessments. One determines their preferred work style, the want. What kind of work do they want to do? And is what they want to do what you're looking for? And then They can fill it out for their actual work they're doing currently that may be in another position in your company in their previous employment, and see if those match. That could be very valuable to know that data, especially if you're hiring from another organization or within your own organization. Are the want of their work matching up with the actual work, the is of what they're supposed to be doing? The what, the how, and the why have scales, and you get scores from the questions that the candidate and the position expectation has in their inventory. And all of those scores go together and lead to one of 29 WSP profiles. Now, these profiles are what you're trying to match. Now, they don't have to match exactly, but the closer you get to matching the work the person wants to do with the actual work they are doing and the work they should be doing, the better off your organization and the employee is going to be. Here's an example of what you get out of this data. You can actually see on the graph the how, the why, and the what. And you can see what the potential candidate wants to be doing, the kind of work they want to be doing, the kind of work they are doing right now. And then you can layer over the position expectation to see how closely that individual matches. Are you kidding me? I've always wanted a data-driven solution to hiring. In fact, I usually make this elaborate point system with my resumes and such so that I can use data to drive my decision rather than, do I like this person? Do they look the right way? Do they act the right way? That is not as important as matching up these things statistically to see if the person wants to do the kind of work that you need them to do. All right, the PE inventory, position expectation inventory, is a critical tool for businesses. It will clearly define and prioritize the work activities required for that position. The should. What should this position be doing in order to support the rest of the organization? It doesn't matter if you're a very small shop or you're a very large organization. Is the work that needs to be done in this position, the should work, getting done? And the way to get it done is to hire the correct talent to stick in that position. All right, let's talk a little bit more about this. The PE inventory uses a similar ranking system to the individual inventory, resulting in a profile for that position. Now, this profile represents the ideal work style for someone to thrive in that role. So the core of the WSP process is the alignment between the individual's preferred work style and the position's expected work style. Now, this matching process helps identify the best fit candidates. And when the alignment exists, both the individual and the organization thrive. So if you have teams that you've been struggling with, maybe this is something that could help make sure everyone is in the right fit. They're happy with the work they're doing. You're happy with the work they're doing. Maybe this is something you've seen for a long time. Now, do you need to have every candidate, 200 candidates that have applied, do this? No, of course not. You can pare down. There's a lot of different tools now for paring down your resumes and reducing that list. So once you get that list down to 10, I don't know, I don't have the perfect number, get that list reduced down, then have them all take the inventory, the WSP individual inventory. Now you know the different types of work people want to do, and that will pare your list down to the people now you want to interview, talk to. Maybe you have a skills test you want to run them through, but look at how you now have qualified candidates. You know how you qualify leads in business when you're selling things? You want to qualify your talent and be sure that the work they want to do is the work that you need for that position. Data driven pares you down. Now you make sure they're a good fit culturally, talk with them, run them through skills testing if that is part of your process. But you have used a data driven methodology to get down to those very best qualified candidates for your position. Why would you want to do this? Increased productivity. People procrastinate if they're not enjoying their work. Improved work culture. People are enjoying their work, they're happier, they're lighter at work, they interact more. Enhanced communication and collaboration. You can use the language of work style to talk about the job someone's doing, the work they're doing versus what you're expecting them to do. Now there's a conversation that can be had. Perhaps work can be traded and moved among the talent if there's a better fit. This can all be a conversation that is data driven and not emotionally driven. Because you have used this system, you will now have a more engaged and fulfilled workforce. You will not probably have the morale issues that you may be seeing on your teams, and that person is most likely to stay longer. Now, there's a lot more to keeping your talent, to investing in your talent, and we could go on 10 more videos talking about that. But right now, you're trying to pick the person that will ideally fit your position. The McFletcher Corporation has tons of examples of how this has turned organizations around, but we are ready to work with you at Future Ready Consulting to help you improve your hiring practices to get your next best talent and to get it in a data-driven, unbiased way and to get that pile of resumes off of your desk. If you are ready to engage with us, check out the link in the description below. We would love to have a call with you and to figure out how the WSP process can help align your workforce and help you attract the best, most qualified talent for your organization. All right. I appreciate you. Check out some of our other videos. Please subscribe so that you get more of this great content so that you can build, scale, and grow your businesses and your talent. And we will see you in the next video. Check out this one right here. And remember, without impact, none of this matters. Later.